Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, October 2nd. I apologize for my very scratchy voice, and welcome to the Inside Edge. So, the federal government shut down yesterday morning at midnight after Congress failed to come to a funding deal. And to answer the question posed in my title here, nobody really wins a government shutdown. It's not a good way to govern. Nobody thinks it's a good way to govern. It sucks for federal workers. It sucks for everyday Americans. It's just bad all around. But the question I'm specifically interested in here is who potentially stands to reap the political rewards of this shutdown, especially in New Jersey, where we've obviously got some very important state level elections coming up in November. And before the shutdown began, my sort of initial thought was that it would be a little bit of a wash. Both sides, both parties are blaming the other for the shutdown. And they each have real points that they're making. You know, Republicans say, listen, we put forward a 2-month stopgap bill that keeps the government funded largely at current levels. This is what we've done many times in the past, and this time Democrats are simply refusing to support it. That's true. And they need some Democratic support in the Senate in order to pass this bill, even though they have full control of Washington. Democrats are saying Republicans have shut us out of the appropriations process and are not really playing ball with us on our demands related to healthcare and related to some other things. And so, you know, we don't feel like we have a seat at the negotiating table here. That's also basically true. In the governor's race, Mikey Sherrill can say Jack Ciattarelli's Republican allies in Washington have full control, and yet the government still shut down. Jack Ciattarelli can say, well, Mikey Sherrill is a sitting Democratic member of Congress, and she voted against the funding bill that was put in front of her. So this all struck me as kind of inside baseball arguments that probably weren't really going to make it to swing voters in New Jersey, and were mostly just going to reach voters who are already siloed into one partisan group or the other. But something that changed my sort of feeling about that a little bit yesterday is the Trump administration's decision to target a number of federal funds that are coming into New Jersey and into other states. The Trump administration said that it was freezing $18 billion in funding for the Second Avenue subway in New York City, and then the Hudson Gateway Tunnel project connecting New Jersey with New York City. And also another $8 billion in various green energy projects. They're being relatively transparent that this is specifically an attempt to target and punish blue states. The states with the green energy projects that are being targeted are all specifically states with 2 Democratic senators. I mean, it's not super hard to read between the lines there. And I thought that the difference in reaction from the 2 gubernatorial candidates was kind of illuminating, where Mikey Sherrill released a statement proactively very quickly where she kind of came out guns blazing against this. She said, as governor, I will fight tooth and nail to complete this essential infrastructure project for New Jersey. Jack Ciattarelli was asked about this by Brent Johnson of NJ.com. He kind of gave a little bit more of a circumspect answer. He said, it doesn't stop what's going on today with regard to the construction. And I think it's a large negotiation that's taking place. So on the face of it, this strikes me as a potentially major political opportunity for Democrats, because just given the campaign that they've already been running, Mikey Sherrill has already been trying to tie Ciattarelli to Trump wherever possible. New Jersey Democrats really want this to be a nationalized election. And, you know, voters in New Jersey know that their state level elections are distinct. They vote in different years. They know that the issues being fought over are different. And yet this now is suddenly a specific way that a federal dispute is going to have real and pretty immediate consequences in New Jersey. This is a way for Democrats to say, you know, what's happening in Washington may happen in Washington, but look at how it immediately affects things here in New Jersey. I don't know the extent to which that reaches voters. I think it will reach them more, certainly, the longer the shutdown goes on. It's possible that Congress will come to a deal in the next couple of days. And then, you know, a month from now, when Election Day arrives, this shutdown will seem like a distant memory. But if this shutdown goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and you continue to see moves like the move you saw yesterday from the Trump administration that go after New Jersey funding and New Jersey projects, then I absolutely think it will start to become a serious part of the governor's race. So that's all I've got. Happy Thursday, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.